All right, we are live. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late, you guys. I'm trying. I'm trying to organize this whole homeschool thing and keeping the live chats going and like getting our new schedule going, but like trying to get those kids to do stuff when I'm not down there. It's not easier said than done. This is how I survive motherhood. Pina colada bang. I actually love this one. I love all. What am I saying? I love all of them. I haven't found one that I hated. I found a couple that I didn't love, but I haven't found any that I hated. Is that ring flash weird? Maybe I make it a little away from me. I don't know. Still making a weird catch light right there in my glasses. Sorry about that. All right. So I'm just going to wait just a couple minutes. So go ahead and introduce yourself if you are here and let me know who's here at the beginning so I can give you a shout out. And then we'll get into our subject. It's quite a meaty one, and I hope we're all prepared and ready for it. But definitely let me know you're here. And also, if you're here, don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up so that the algorithm will pick it up and share it with everybody else. Because, other people might want to know this information and maybe they haven't seen my channel. So go ahead and do that. Thank you. I appreciate it. So if you are here, say hello. This is your chance. This is your chance to be shouted. All right. Karen Rothwell is here in the house. She is my moderator. So if any of you guys will notice that Karen will watch the chat, and if you have questions, she sometimes will answer them and she will post links for you guys in the chat. She's awesome that way. And she will also banhammer anybody that's inappropriate in here because we don't like inappropriate stuff in here when we're talking about keto, right? We want to talk about keto. We don't talk about other things. So that's why Karen is always my go-to gal to be here for me, and I appreciate it. I have a couple of other moderators. My husband David is a moderator, and Teresa Fat Girl No More is also a moderator, I think, and my son Oliver is also one. So if you are interested and you're here every week and you want to be a moderator, I'm sure that you are welcome to join us and let me know, and I can make you a moderator for the chat. All right, welcome Bev Buck from the UK, Slightly Vegan from San Diego, welcome. Penny Smith from Tootle, Washington, Toutle? That's probably totally wrong. We have a city here in Utah called Tooele, spelled Toole, and everyone always calls it Tule. So I'm probably getting that wrong, but welcome. Jennifer Angus from Tennessee, awesome. And Luz Diaz. Oh, Luz, you lost your son. Wait, did he pass away? What happened? Oh, I'm so sorry. That's horrible. I'm glad you're here, and I'm sorry I've been missing you, but that's horrible. All right, Penny said I got it right. Yeah, everybody give her a nice big hug because that's horrible. I can't even imagine. Like, I have 5 sons, and that's literally, I'm so sorry. Oh, well, I hope that our chat here will maybe cheer you up and help you focus on something else for a little bit. But yeah, that's the worst. Like, I don't even know what to say because that's the worst. I cannot even imagine. I think that's probably one of the only things that would possibly derail me from my keto journey is losing someone that I love. And so I kudos to you guys if you can stick it out. I don't know how I would handle it because I haven't had to face that. And it is literally my biggest fear besides my own death, like my own dying, which keeps me on this path, is the fear of losing a loved one. And I'm so sorry. We love you and support you and all of that. And just breaking. My heart is breaking for you. Okay, well, on that note, gosh, I don't even feel like I should chat about the subject now because I just feel like it's just not right. But oh, you're sticking to it because he wanted you to be healthy and lose weight. I love it. That's a great way to remember him, to do what he would want you to do to be happy. Hang in there, girl. Hang in there. Okay. So, how many of you that are here have actually watched the video When Weight Loss Stalls by Jeffry Gerber? It came out, I think, a couple of days ago on, I think it was the Low Carb Down Under channel. Actually, I can't even remember what channel it's on. I think it's Low Carb Down Under, but I could be wrong. It might just be low carb something. So if you have seen it, raise your hand. Give us a hand here. I want to know who is interested in this subject and who has seen it. Okay, so Slightly Vegan has seen it. Looks like maybe Karen has seen it. Slightly Vegan watched half. Okay. All right. Okay. A few of you have seen it. Okay, so if you haven't had a chance to watch it, maybe after we talk about it here, you can go back and watch it. I will warn you that just like Dr. Finney's videos, it's very sciencey. And it was actually Gloria S. that asked me. So I'm sure Gloria will be on here soon because she was really interested in my take on this. Gloria noticed the video, she watched it, and she thought it might be an interesting subject for a live chat. And she specifically asked me to do this. So this is for you, Gloria. I don't know that I would have watched the video. I'm uber busy right now, and I probably would have just skipped it. And I'm kind of glad that she turned my attention toward it, because the very first time I watched the video, I practically fell asleep like so many times, and I didn't understand it at all. And I mean at all. And so like it was kind of stressful because I thought, oh, how will I talk about this? Because I don't even get what he is talking about. I am just a mom. I am not a scientist. I am not a doctor. And he's talking to scientists and doctors and body engineers and keto coaches and that kind of thing at this conference that he's talking in. And I don't know that I fit there. I don't feel like I fit in that world. I mean, I am definitely a good coach, and I definitely can take some information that I understand and boil it down, but trying to understand it is not always easy. Even Dr. Finney's videos, I sometimes don't understand. So watching this video the first time, I was kind of overwhelmed, and I thought, there is no way I can do a live chat about this. I cannot even understand it. It was overwhelming. But I thought, you know what? Gloria must have heard something in this video that she felt warranted discussion on my channel. And I should take that seriously, because Gloria is an extremely awesome supporter of our keto community, as I'm sure you guys know. And so I decided I was going to force myself to watch it again and just see if my brain could wrap around it a little bit. So this video is 30 minutes long. I watched it the first time, and then I watched it a second time through. The second time through, I felt like a few things just kind of popped out at me, and I went, oh, wait, oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay, I get that. And it started to make a little sense to me. Was it still overwhelmingly sciencey? Yes. It was so over my head, like it's not even funny. But I decided, you know what? This is what I do, right? This is what I do. It's what I do for you guys all the time. I take Dr. Finney's research, I pick out the things that we need from it, and I help you guys understand it to the best of my ability. And I decided that's what I needed to do with this video. So I watched it twice yesterday. So that's 60 minutes of video I've watched. And then I watched it again this morning. So this morning I got up very early before I had an orthodontist appointment this morning. As you can see, I'm only wearing one elastic because my jaw is now clear over to the side. Irritating. So now I've just got the one on the side. And I had an appointment this morning, so I got up very early to watch this video and take notes. And believe it or not, the third time through, I think I actually got it, like most of it anyway, at least the part that is relevant to us, okay? So I did want to come on and share my thoughts because Gloria thought it would be a good topic for discussion. And so I'm just going to kind of go over my notes. If you guys think of something that you want to talk about during my discussion, please feel free to post it in the comments, and I will go back and I will read the comments and go through them just like normal, like a normal live chat. So if there's anything that you think of that you want to talk about, just throw it out there and I will answer it as soon as I can. If you have something that is like a burning question that needs my attention right away, you can always throw in a super chat. All the donations, I get about 50%, to be completely honest. I don't get all of the money. YouTube takes a lot of it, but I do appreciate it. And it is a donation to the channel, but it gets my attention because it pops up a little dollar sign at the top, so I can stop what I'm doing and look for it really quickly and answer something if it's very important. So feel free to do that if you feel so inspired. If you don't feel so inspired, it's fine. Don't stress. I'm not expecting that at all. So okay, so he talks about at the beginning of the video that all diets basically go in kind of a check mark fashion. He shows some slides that show different types of diets, and it shows which ones work with the best. And of course, low carb wins every time because we all know it's the most effective way to lose weight, right? But on every single one of the graphs, they'll have a steep weight loss period and then a period where the weight starts to go back up. And so the subject of his discussion at this conference was so that he would question what is causing that plateau and what is causing that regain, and is there a way to avoid it? Because even on the low carb where you get a steeper loss, there is still a regain eventually. And so he wanted to address why he thinks people are stalling out on the keto diet and why they are putting on weight. Okay, so that's what this whole thing is about. Of course, I'm sure you can imagine it's going to center around calories, and whether or not they matter and that kind of thing. So that is basically the point of his talk. Now, if you watch the talk, you would be like half the people in the comments. If you read the comments, like half the people were like, he said nothing about what to do about avoiding a plateau. Like, he said nothing about this. He didn't answer the question. He said he was going to talk about lipedema and he didn't. Like, all of this stuff he said he was going to talk about, but he didn't actually talk about, didn't answer the questions. In the comments, that's what the comments say, because that's how I felt the first time I watched it. I was like, huh? What did he even say that had anything to do with avoiding a plateau? It like really was hard to grasp. Like, not even kidding. It was really complicated. But so I'm going to go through the points that he made, and I'm going to try and explain them as best I can, as best I understand in layman's terms. We won't dwell on them too long because that part doesn't really matter that much. It really doesn't. We don't need to understand it, though if you want to know the science behind it, it's very interesting. So basically, he has this theory. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Metabolic disease, did it come first or did fat come first? And he basically says it can be both. So there are people who are insulin sensitive and there are people who are insulin resistant, and whether or not they are fat or skinny does not determine whether or not they are insulin sensitive or insulin resistant. So a lot of people can be fat and still be insulin sensitive, which means their fat is not hurting them. And that made me really think. I was like, oh, that's totally me. All this time I thought that I was insulin resistant because I was obese and because keto works for me. But I never suffered from blood sugar issues. I never suffered from really bad visceral fat. I never suffered from some of the things that people who are insulin resistant face. But I thought if you were obese, you had to be insulin resistant. And so I've assumed all this time that I must have been. Obviously, keto can work for either one, right? Because it worked for me and I didn't have any of those blood sugar issues that people face when they are insulin resistant. So that was really interesting to me, that I thought, oh, okay, so there's just different types of people and they all fall on this metabolic spectrum. There's people who are really insulin sensitive and are skinny, and they're the ones who are out there being the coaches and telling you to buy all their stupid shakes and everything and look awesome like them because they don't have to actually try, right? They've never been obese. We all know half of those people, more than half of those people that are selling those snake oils have never actually been obese and they don't know what it's like to be obese. Okay? So do we need to listen to them most of the time? No. And they're the people that we love to hate, that can eat whatever they want and they never gain any fat, right? But there are people, I guess, like me, who are insulin sensitive, whose bodies do its job, but yet somehow still become obese through, who knows, emotional eating, obviously overeating calories, not exercising enough, I have depression, like letting those bad cycles affect us can make us be overweight. But then you have the people who are insulin resistant who suffer from problems like diabetes right away, when they very first start gaining fat or even when they are thin. And those people are the ones who have a bigger struggle ahead of them. But he's basically saying there isn't really a chicken or the egg. It's not. Oh, I'm so sorry about the baby. He is being such a terror today, and I begged them to keep him from screaming, but they're doing their best, and he is still screaming. He is 3, and that is 3. And I'm just going to ignore him unless I feel like someone is dying, like bodily harm kind of deal. So anyway, moving on. Okay, so basically how we process energy is what he started talking about. And he has this whole chart about energy in, energy out. We're not talking about calories in, calories out. We're talking about how is energy processed and the feedback that you get from processing that energy. He did say that the 3 macronutrients all give us energy, and the body processes them a little bit differently. And that protein actually takes the most energy to process. It takes 25% energy, and carbs take 15% and fat takes 15%. So when you look at the food that you're consuming, you're actually going to burn more calories or more energy converting protein to energy. At least that's how I understood it. I could be completely wrong, but I don't know. I don't know. He also suggested increasing resting energy expenditure by raising your body mass. And that does not mean raising your fat mass. That means, of course, building lean mass, which is something that I talk about on this channel all of the time. So I totally agree with him on that. Let's see. The energy comes from the 3 macros, and this is where the sciencey crap comes in. He goes into this whole thing about oxidative, I don't even know if I can say this, oxidative phosphorylation. I hope I got that right. But basically what it is getting the energy from the food into the processes in your body, in the mitochondria that need it. And there are different ways the body processes those. So he has a description of how. So basically, I'm going to boil it down to the very nitty-gritty basics. Sugars process really, really fast and give you a really high, nice energy boost, and then they kind of fizzle out. Lipids go in real nice and slow and stay pretty even, and they last longer. When you are burning a sugar, you're also making more heat, because it's going through faster and it's more energy. You're making heat and oxidative stress, which is not good for your body. It's what makes you age. And so he says, if you want to live longer and look nicer, you need to use a smarter energy source, which of course would be saturated fats that go in a different way, and they stay really even and they last a lot longer. They're just a better fuel for the long term, and they don't cause as much heat or oxidative stress to process. So of course we all know that fat is a better energy. All of us are here because we're keto, at least, or you're interested in keto, and he's just telling you why keto works. Like, all of this science literally has nothing to do with what he's telling you, other than he's telling you how the body burns energy and how it uses it. Like, I don't see the point of why he had to put all that sciencey stuff in, except for to make him look more sciencey. But whatever. I mean, like, I guess it makes sense. But whether or not it contributes to the point of his speech, which is supposed to be why weight loss stalls, I don't feel like it has that much information, other than he's saying, obviously, sugars aren't the best thing to burn. We all know that low carb is better to burn. I mean, that was, I don't know. I didn't feel like that was super necessary. So we boil it down to, he called it the hare and the tortoise. The hare, obviously, he talked about it like this oxidative, ridiculous craziness of putting in your body a ton of sugar, caffeine. What else did he list? Caffeine, nicotine, and steroids, and to boost the energy and get to the end of the finish line. But that causes a huge amount of oxidative stress, which stresses the body and makes you age quickly. Do you want to look old? No. I'm like, man, I am just lucky that that did not happen to me, because I did a lot of that thing. And I'm still doing this one, as you guys well know, my good old caffeine. Gotta have it. Anyway, so I don't know why he mentioned all of that. Basically, the whole entire thing boils down to what I've been teaching you guys all along. You got to have your fats low to burn body fat. So he puts out a chart which basically shows intake from the macros and how they can change, and still the body will burn the exact same amount of calories. So it doesn't really matter like how those calories get put in, your body burns the same amount. So if you're doing low carb, high fat, and you're eating a smaller amount of carbs and protein, and you're eating a larger amount of fats, and your body is burning this amount of fat from your body, and then, which is 0 at the beginning. Well, at least on his chart, it's 0. And then the body fat goes up as the dietary fat goes down, which is what we talked about a million times on this channel. Basically, the fewer fat grams you consume, the more your body has to burn from your body fat stores, because it needs that 2,000 calories to run, right? It needs that resting metabolic rate to run, and it will get it from your body fat stores. So when you can keep your fats lower, that is going to help you burn body fat. So basically what he is saying, he calls it a PSMF, which I kind of beg to differ with him on that, at least on the common use of PSMF. The macros he gave out were almost identical, other than the carbs being super high, like 50. And I'm thinking he's 50 total, because when I do total, I'm about 40 or 50 total a lot of days. So I'm guessing he means 50 total carbs. And 60 grams of fat and 100 grams of protein is on his list at 1,042 calories or something like that. And that's where you create the deficit, and that's how you avoid the plateau, and that's how you avoid the regain. Like, this is basic baby stuff. This is like stuff Dr. Finney's been teaching forever. So I'm kind of like, he threw in a bunch of sciencey stuff to say the same thing as Dr. Finney. That if you want to lose body fat, you have to consume less fat and eat your protein to keep your muscle mass. That's like literally what Dr. Finney teaches. So obviously he is in the same camp as Dr. Finney, which I think is great. And he obviously has the same idea. The big difference that I see between what I'm teaching here on this channel and what he is saying is that he is saying that people that do keto have to start with the low carb, high fat, and then over time they naturally bring it down because of satiety. Well, the way I'm teaching it is we get that steep, huge deficit by doing that low fat from the beginning and not bothering with the low carb, high fat at all. And just going right into that higher protein. Whoa, what the heck was that? I don't even know. Things are changing around here. Air is changing. Anyway, that higher protein, moderate fat version of keto, which I've been talking about since the beginning, that I've been doing since the beginning. And my macros are the same because I haven't quite hit that spot where the macros aren't quite low enough, but I think I might be getting there. So I have been actually messing with that this week. So I will talk about that in just a second, because I just wanted to go over his very last thing, which is just a slide that he throws up the end, and he just kind of throws it in like willy-nilly at the end going, hey, you should do this if you want to avoid it. And he doesn't even really say this is how you avoid a plateau. He doesn't. So I feel like he kind of failed in getting his message across, especially to the layperson who's just going to watch this and go, science, turn off my brain. Right? That's exactly what happened to my brain. It shut down. Like, I literally fell asleep so many times watching it. And I was in the dance studio. Couldn't even believe I couldn't stay awake because it was so, my brain was just like, no. But yes, the information was valid and interesting. It's just, he didn't get to the point. Or he didn't talk enough about the point. So, this is his advice on what you should do to avoid a weight loss plateau. I'm telling you. Okay, number 1. Limit processed foods. Bingo. Don't eat sugar. Don't eat grains. Don't eat seed oils. Limit processed foods. That's his number 1. We all know this, right? This is baby stuff. Like, we all know this. Number 2, same thing. Eat real food. Shocker. I know, shocker. Keep your carbs lower. Prioritize protein. Fill the extra calories with fat. Basically what I've been teaching you guys, fat is a lever. Keep your protein macro the same and adjust your fat macro to get your calories to be where you want them to be, okay? Number 3, eat less. Focus on your calories and make sure your calories are in a deficit for your body. That's not rocket science. We know calories in, calories out, right? We don't have to understand how the process works to understand that that is a thing. We don't have to understand anything except it is nice to know that fats are a better fuel than carbs, obviously, but I think we already kind of knew that because we aren't starving to death anymore. We feel like we're fine. And we have this appetite control, which is another thing he talks about. Eat less, appetite control. So number 4 is get your supplements in, which I'm sure he means your electrolytes and your multivitamin. Sleep. Don't neglect your sleep. Get plenty of sunlight so you get that nice vitamin D. Lower your stress because stress causes cortisol and it makes it harder to lose fat. And basically, that's it. Like, that's what he puts on the list. Like, that's it. Oh, and build lean mass. That was the last one. Build lean mass. So how do you build lean mass? Strength training, eating more protein. There you go. That's my thoughts. Well, that's what he's saying. And I'll tell you, if you read the comments, half the people did not understand what he was saying. And it took me 3 times watching that video to get it. And I still don't know if I understood the science enough, but I understood enough of it to go, yeah, I don't really need to know that because I don't care. It's not relevant to me being successful on weight loss, understanding. I mean, it was kind of nice to know that I might be insulin sensitive and not insulin resistant. That was interesting to me, but I wish he had gone into that a little bit more and explained, like, how do you get fat then if you're insulin sensitive? Like, obviously you have to be eating, like, is that because I'm a binge eater? Like, did I eat like 10,000, 15,000 calories a day? Like, I don't know. I just feel like, yeah. So, since we're here and we're discussing how to avoid a weight loss plateau, and we're talking about this exact thing, I'm just going to go back and talk about some of the things that I think also contribute to a weight loss plateau and how you can avoid it. And frankly, I don't think you can avoid it. That's the honest truth. If you go and watch a lot of any videos, and in fact, I went and watched some of Verta Health's videos on the subject, and they basically said that a weight loss plateau is not avoidable. Eventually, your body will get to a place where it just wants to hang out for a little while, and that's okay. That doesn't mean you need to adjust anything. It doesn't mean that what you're doing isn't working. It just means your body needs to stick here for a little while. And I think that's kind of been what's happening with me. But other things can contribute. So not tracking can contribute to a weight loss plateau. If you think you are tracking in your head like me and you think you are getting your macros correct, you might not be. And definitely you should be weighing and tracking your food to make sure that you're staying within your calorie budget. You know, how many calories you burn just sitting here. If you want to increase the amount of calories that you burn just sitting here, you need to build lean mass. And the best way to do that is consume protein and use your muscles. That is the best way to do that. So if your body doesn't have enough amino acids to build muscle, it's not going to build muscle. Also, I highly recommend watching my video on fasting and why I do not support extended fasting and why I do support intermittent fasting and why it is beneficial for building a lean mass. That is a live chat that I did a few weeks ago. You should be able to find it in the live chat playlist. But yeah, it's imperative to understand how fasting works and to use it to your best ability and to make it work for you and build your lean mass. I have to say that I am doing a great job building lean mass. After I get my DEXA scan in 2.5 more weeks, three more weeks, I think it'll be, we shall see how much lean mass I've built this summer, but I really feel like I have built a lot and I don't even work out that much. I don't actually do any resistance training. The only training I do is with my own body. I do ballet. I do sometimes chair lifts in the tub, and sometimes I do planks for funsies, and sometimes the kids make me do sit-ups for funsies. It's not anything like really structured. I don't lift weights or anything like that. And yet I feel like I'm building lean mass and I look like I am. My arms are awesome. In fact, my arms are showing my muscles so much that the hangy skin is driving me crazy to the point where I dreamed about getting my hangy skin cut off last night. So maybe my brain is moving in that direction now. I don't know, but all right. So this is your time to ask me questions or comments about how you felt about the video. If you think that my take on it was accurate, or do you think that I need to watch it again? If you have any questions about this or any subject on keto, now is your chance. We've got about 30 minutes that I'm willing to sit here and chat with you. The more you talk, the more I will chat. And that's how it works around here. If you don't chat, we'd be done. And my kids could really use me, so I don't want to push it too far. All right, let's see. Okay. Just making sure. Sciencey. Gloria, you were here. Woohoo. It's okay that it's sciencey. It's good for me. It's good for me to make my brain work every once in a while. And it was fascinating, and I did learn that new word, oxidative phosphorylation, which is basically how your energy gets put into your mitochondria and makes it do its job. Right? I think I understood that. I hope. Karen says she thinks it's funny that Gloria sent it to me because she actually thought about sending me the link and asking if you could post it to my group so that we could discuss it there. Good job. That's awesome. Hey, Jason, Viva J is here. Good to see you. Gloria, I don't mind working hard. I think it's great. It was really good for me, and I feel like it really made me have to think about it a little bit more. And it is nice to know that another scientist is out there, saying to do this, though I do not agree that, okay. Oh, I didn't really talk about that. PSMF, protein sparing modified fast. What he's talking about is just regular prioritized macros. He is not even talking about PSMF as it is well known on the interwebs. PSMF is like extreme low fat. we're talking like 20 to 25 grams of fat and 150 plus protein. And it's written by this guy who's a little bit quacky, and I don't necessarily support. He does lots of carb ups and things that are dangerous for binge eaters. So I don't support his protocol. But I do think that having your fats lower every once in a while can help. Oh, and I didn't even finish. Oh my gosh. See, guys, I'm all over the place. I didn't finish my tips before I went to questions. That's one of my tips. Lower your fat grams by 10 for 6 days and then have a high fat day. Just do that once, and then you can decide if you want to keep your macros lower for a long time. It can sometimes just jog your metabolism a little bit and get things going again. Make sure your electrolytes are on point. As we saw from my weigh-in, my potassium levels have been really low, and by raising them, I was able to drop a little bit more water weight. Make sure your sodium level is good. Same reason. Make sure your electrolytes are in check so that you don't retain water and you can see where you're really truly at, which is really, really beneficial. Yeah, I think the smaller you get, the lower your resting metabolic rate is, and the less food you get to eat. That's just the honest truth if you want to keep losing weight. Once you get down into the one whatevers, like, it gets harder, guys. It gets harder. And eating those lower fat macros is harder too, because your body goes, I don't have as much body fat. I need food. And it starts to panic a little bit. And I have had a really hard time keeping the fats low. It takes a lot more concentration the lower you get on the scale. It takes a lot more work here. It's harder. So, you can get comfortable where I'm at and like maybe not do it anymore. And I don't know, maybe that's what I will do in the future. We'll see. But right now I am doing the 10 grams under fat and then trying to do a high fat day. I did that last week and it seems to be working pretty well. So I'm going to keep trying that. I'm going to keep trying. It's not fun. It is not fun. Not at all. Okay. Back to questions. All right. Let's see. You guys are awesome. So Karen says she really thinks that the insulin resistance started for her in high school when she was at her ideal weight. She remembered thinking about how crappy she was feeling all the time. That is possible too. She says she has 10 markers for diabetes and obesity on her DNA report. So that's another thing that you can do. And Karen is really active talking about that, but doing the Ancestry DNA or the 23andMe. And then there's another person that you can send it to that'll give you like a whole bunch of medical information. Maybe she could post that for you guys. She probably already has. We'll see it when I scroll down. But it can show you what your markers are, what you're genetically predisposed to, and can help you avoid it at an early age. Hey, Angela, ADH Snuggles is here. Karen's like, oxidative stress is bad for us. Glucose bad, ketones good. Yes, you got it. Good job. And Christina Salmon says oxidative stress and heat equal inflammation. That's an interesting take on it. That's possible. That's definitely possible. Maybe that's why carbs are being shown to be the source of all this inflammation we're struggling with. Definitely could be that. Thanks for the thumbs up, Gloria, for saying fantastic job. I don't know how I feel if I did a good job or not, but it was my thoughts. So there you go, right? It really was a presentation for doctors who may not necessarily be keto friendly. That's what Karen says. So she says attending the conference gives healthcare providers continuing ed credits. So maybe if it changes their minds, that's why he did it. So that's interesting. Okay. Keto Cricket is here. Hello. Keto Kelly is here. Hi. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so Karen says he's another voice for the don't eat 4,000 calories. You can't eat 4,000 calories a day on keto and still lose weight camp. Yes, definitely. I love that you love the science, Karen. That's awesome. It helps. It is good for us to try and understand it, though not necessarily for us to be successful at the weight loss game, Hey, Jennifer Costa, welcome. Keto Kelly says she believes her plateau could be from premenopause. And yeah, he did talk about hormones a little bit, but he didn't really go into anything other than the insulin resistance thing. So I was kind of waiting for him to talk about maybe like feminine hormones. He did mention that women are the ones who are most predisposed to having issues with hormones. So definitely hormones can be a pain in the butt. Literally, hormones can mess with us. In fact, that's why I was so attributing my water weight gains and losses to my womanly cycle, because I'm not in premenopause. And it really seemed like it went along with my cycle. But now we're going to see. I don't know. We're going to see. Yes, it was Dr. Sarah Hallberg, who is one of Virta Health's scientists, that said there are 3 unavoidable things: death, taxes, and a weight loss plateau. She did say that. It was funny. And it's true. I really think there's no way to avoid the plateau, though I think there definitely is a way to avoid the regain. And I think that's really what he was trying to say, is that he's basically saying you can't just go hog wild, pig out on heavy whipping cream in your coffee every 5 seconds, and eating all of the Rebel ice cream, and eating all of the keto cakes, and eating all the yum, yum, yum foods, and eating as much as we want of it and not gain weight. We will. Our bodies still burn only a certain amount of calories, and if you're eating 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day, you are literally going to gain weight. You are not going to lose weight. And there are people out there that are saying, like, eat more fat to make more ketones. It's better for you. You're going to burn more and everything. That is not true. That is absolutely not true. Okay. Gloria S. says, do you think you have 20 to 25 pounds of extra skin? And if you discount that, then you are at a normal weight. It seems your lean mass and physical appearance does not reflect your weight. Yes. The answer to that question is absolutely yes. And I think that's why I had that dream about getting arm surgery. I think I'm starting to lean toward that, because in the mirror this week, I cannot even tell you. I'm going to be doing, okay, when I finally see that stupid 200 pounds lost on the scale, I am going to do a skin video for you guys, and I'm going to show you my skin, because I'm finally getting to the place where I can see that it's mostly skin. I do still have fat pouches in my 2 belly rolls, and especially in the bottom one, but the top one, the one that has made me a miserable wretch since I was pregnant with my first child 24 years ago, is going away. I cannot even believe it. I had to come out of the bathroom the other day and go, David, oh my gosh, look at this, because it's almost gone. It's insane. I'm like, it hangs over my clothes, and it's irritating because you can see it has hangover, but it's just skin now. It's like all wrinkled up. If I tighten up my ab muscles, it just hangs there like a wrinkly little piece of wrinkle. Like it's not got much left inside of it. My thighs are starting to look like that. My bottom roll still has a good amount of fat, and my arms do still have some right here. There's still quite a bit in there. I can feel it. But for the most part, it's most saggy, hangy skin. I'm guessing at least 20, 25 pounds of skin on me. Good chance. So I do think that it's contributing to why I'm able to fit in a size small already, but it's so frustrating because even though it's not fat hangover, when I see the fat hanging over my clothes in the mirror, I get so bummed out because I'm like, how much smaller do I have to get before I don't feel like I look chubby? I mean, I don't feel like I look chubby. I don't feel chubby. I feel small. But then when I see pictures of myself or video, like the one I'm about to post on Hide and Seek is of me going to Florida, and you can see from my back, and you can see my skin hanging off the back of me, and I just think, hate seeing it. I hate seeing it. It drives me nuts. Even though I know it's just skin back there. There's nothing left on my back. Nothing. It's just skin hanging back there. So there you go. I do think that there's a lot of skin. And I don't know that I have the money to do it. Like, I think if I do it, it'll have to be like a once every 2 years thing. So if I do my arms first, then 2 years later, I might do something else. And then 2 years later, something else to try and eliminate some of this skin. But I also want to give it some time too, because you never know. Like, I do a lot of exfoliation, and I do have good skin genes. So I feel like some of it might still go. And the only reason I think I'm being obsessive about my arms is something that I haven't talked about to you guys lately. Well, at all. I haven't told you at all. And I haven't put it in any of my vlogs yet. And I don't even know if I'm going to. But I got talked into joining the performing adult jazz class. Yeah. That means going on stage in like a leotard and a skirt, or, like a short sleeve thing, and full out dancing. And I just feel like I can't full out dance when I'm in a short sleeve because my arm skin is like a wing, and I just feel like everyone's just going to stare at it. Skinny girl problems. ever thought I would be dancing jazz on stage? Mind blown. I have until the end of this year to decide for sure if I'm going to do it. Right now, I was trying to get out of it so bad, but they just keep talking me into it every week because I'm just a sucker. So as of now, I'm doing the jazz class. And I could just, and I will, if I don't get the surgery, I will just get a long sleeve leotard to put underneath my whatever dress I have to wear. Even though that's hot and uncomfortable, I'll just do it. But it's starting me thinking about it, wondering about it, wondering how much it will cost, wondering if I could do it, wondering if how much the scar would be, like if I'll still have to wear a long sleeve leotard because I'll be worried about the scar. I don't know. Guys, you can tell your brain starts to shift when you start thinking about new things. I've never woken up thinking about skin removal surgery in my life. And all of a sudden I woke up this morning thinking, I really want to do that to my arms. I've never had surgery in my life. Never even put it under. The thought literally scares me to death. So you got to know my brain is kind of moving somewhere else. Away from fat loss to, ooh, what's next on the things that I'm doing? Hopefully I won't go too nutso with it and start doing crappy things to my face and weird stuff like some of the other people on YouTube I've seen. Not getting plump in my lips. And I am already got braces. I guess I fell into that camp, but it's really weird when you look at yourself on YouTube all the time, guys. It's really, really weird. Like, you start to pick apart how your face looks. I have this weird thing where I keep noticing how my jaw goes down like an angle, and I'm like, oh, that's irritating. It's fine. It's totally fine. Who cares? It looks cute. What is my problem? But when you stare at it constantly, it becomes like something that you notice. You know what I mean? Like, you guys probably would have never noticed that. Now I feel stupid for pointing it out because you're going to always notice that now. Sigh. Okay. Penny Smith says, thanks for all the information on getting your electrolytes in every day. You're one of the only people that focus on this, and it's because it's the thing that makes me feel crappiest, and I want everybody to know that you can do it, that you can feel less crappy, right? Ah, there it is. Found my fitness genetics. Good job, Karen. See, she's on the ball. She knows exactly what I'm going to say long before I say it. Long before I say it. And it's on my list of things to do for this year for my kids for science. That's what we're doing. So, yeah. All right. Amanda from Our Life the Keto Way wonders if it's common to have heartburn after bumping up your Soleil water. Not necessarily. It does burn going down, though. And it does burn in my stomach pretty good if I don't, take some water with it. Did we just have an earthquake? Everything in my room just shook a bit. I don't think it was an earthquake, but it was weird. Whatever it was. Yeah, you guys didn't notice that? Probably not. Okay, anyway. It's probably not heartburn. It's probably just burn. But I could be wrong. So, yeah, if it's bothering you, maybe try and spread it out more. I don't know. It doesn't bother me anymore. I can just shoot the stuff. And I haven't even had any today. So, that's probably why my brain is going crazy. Who's messaging me? Never mind. That's something else I haven't told you. I signed up to possibly be a party parent in the Nutcracker because I am a crazy person. Get me on stage and I'm going, wah! Yeah. Okay, anyway. Moving on again. Stretching the brain is good for us. Yes. Spanx. I know, but Spanx are so uncomfortable. Okay. If you guys don't know about my religion, so I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we already kind of have to wear Spanx because we have underwear that's basically like a little tee underneath and good knee length undies, like boxer briefs kind of. And so putting Spanx over that, it's just like another layer of clothes that I have to deal with. So I don't really like to do Spanx. And I do wear Spanx to ballet. Well, I wear just a leotard one just to kind of hold everything in because I just feel like I can't dance to my best ability when my skin is flapping about. So I do wear it to ballet and to clogging sometimes. Not always to clogging, but mostly to ballet. I'm laughing because I say not always to clogging because I remember distinctly this video I recorded a couple weeks ago that is never going on the channel because of how bad my stomach skin was flapping around. I'm just like, no, I cannot even post that. I don't know. We'll see. If I post it, you guys can laugh at me. But it'll be on Hide and Seek, not on here, just so you know. So if you're not already, subscribe to me on Hide and Seek, HYDE, go do it. Because even though it's mostly about my family, I show my full body all the time on that channel. But yeah, that's why I don't like Spanx, because I already am wearing garments, and the garments do kind of hold things in a little bit, but they're just not as good as Spanx, and yeah, anyway. So yeah, every 3 months your skin renews and it will go. So yeah, that's the thing. Like I want to give it time. I want to give it a lot of time before I go and do drastic things. But I'm imagining that even with time, it's gonna, especially my lower flap, is gonna just be too much to deal with. And I don't know if I'll ever get all that fat out of there too. And I'm like, so I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I'm good at being vulnerable. Thanks, Christina. I am always telling you guys stuff I shouldn't tell people. But I am going to do a video, and I'm going to get in panties and a bra, and I'm going to show you guys myself when I hit that magic 200, whenever it will be. I really hope it's going to be in the next 3 weeks, or I may actually lose my mind. I keep saying that all summer because I'm losing it. I really, really want to see that 174 on the scale. So bad. So bad. I've never wanted it so bad. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, and Allie McWowie is definitely a good example of that. She hasn't gotten skin surgery, and hers keeps getting smaller. She is way skinnier than I probably will ever be, though. I'm probably never going to get to the point where she's at. She's like 5'10", I think, and 150, and I just don't see that happening. I really don't see that happening for me. Okay, let's see. I think the reason skin removal surgery is such a divisive topic and it's such a nerve-wracking topic is because it's cosmetic. Most of the time, it's not really affecting your body or your abilities. Does it bother the crap out of me when I'm jumping up and down and clogging and it's flapping everywhere? Yeah, but does it really like affect me as a human being in a physical way? No, not really. It's all cosmetic. And so I think people think that people who get skin removal surgeries are just like taking the easy way out and they don't have patience or whatever. It may or may not be true, but it's hard when you've worked so hard. And I mean, it's been 2.5 years, almost 3 years that I have been doing this. And I've worked really dang hard and I've lost a lot of dang weight. And, you know, you get to a point where you just don't really want to spend all the time staring at that skin anymore. You feel like you deserve to be at least somewhat thinner in the front. I don't know. That's how I feel about it. Everyone deals with it differently. So I don't know. Karen says, I drink my Soleil mixed with 24 ounces of water, 60 grams of Soleil. So 60 grams of Soleil water is 4 tablespoons, guys. 4 tablespoons of Soleil water in 24 ounces of water. And she says it tastes like straight water, so it must mean that she needs more. Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed. If it tastes really salty, it means you're probably better on your electrolytes for the day. And if it tastes like water, you probably needed a lot. Yeah. Tell the church to make more Spanx-style garments. Yes, they actually have. They actually have. The ones that I wear are more Spanx-style. They're not real squeezy because you have to wear them every day, and they don't want them to be, like, constricting. But they are made out of more Lycra-type fabrics, and then they have a breathable panel down the side so you don't get overheated. They're really awesome, and they are higher waisted, so they actually go up higher. But the problem is I don't like to do the one piece. They do have one pieces, but, like, do you really want to go there and thinking about how you go to the bathroom in those? Yeah. I don't really care for one pieces for multiple reasons. And I don't think they make them in that fabric anyways. So they slide down. So if I pull them up real nice, they hold everything in. But then as the day goes down, they kind of slide down and the fold hangs over because it does that. It does that. So they are making those already. They're kind of nice, actually. I actually love them. I do love them. They make me feel like not like if I lean over or lift up my shirt or, you know, I'm not going to be showing my skin ever because my garments cover it all. It's really, really nice. Let's see. Yeah, Keto Cricket says it takes about 1 to 2 years to look the way you want it after surgery, and so she thinks that it might not be any better than just using autophagy and intermittent fasting to get there. And I don't know. I just don't know if it's possible to get there with just autophagy. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see how it goes for me. I think I won't be patient enough with my arms, obviously, because my brain's already going there. Karen says she looks tiny in reference to me. Thank you. Yeah. Karen says she worries about the possibility of skin infections from the hanging skin in the Florida swamp weather. Yes, definitely. I haven't had any trouble with rashes or anything like that ever. Not even when I was 374 pounds. I never got that because it's so dry here in Utah. So, yeah, I don't think that that's how it's going to be. Marilyn Phillips says, I look beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate it. Karen, they do go up as high as the girls. They really do. They're super high. At least if you buy a size a little bigger than what they say. I'm actually a size small in those as well. Maybe I need an extra small. Keto Kelly says she had a tummy tuck the first time she lost 100 pounds 12 years ago. See, and that's another thing I worry about. Regain, you never know. Might have to do it again. Yeah. Anyway, all right. That's all the questions, looks like. Anybody else have any burning questions they need answered today? I need to go and get back to homeschooling. Oh, any belly button issues? I still can't see my innie. My innie. I don't even know if it's an innie. I still can't see my belly button super well. When I'm standing, my top roll hangs over my belly button. So, oh, Kato Kelly says she gained it all back in her legs and butt, but her stomach stayed flat. Weird. That would be weird. I didn't think about that. So you don't have any fat cells there anymore to gain fat with? That would be weird. So like if you got bigger and you had your boobs done, would it be like that? You wouldn't gain it in your boobs, or would you still gain it in your boobs? Oh, now I'm so fascinated. I know, so fascinated. I need to research it more. Veronice Lopez asks me how tall I am. I am 5'7". Yeah, 5'7", and I just hit 29.5 inches on my waist, 39 on my hips. Is it 39.5 or 39? I think it's 39. And I think it's 55 on my bust. Is that right? No, 35. 55. That's what I started with. 35. Oh, man. I would be like, whoa, boobs. Oh, my gosh. I have been boobs. I think my biggest bra size was an M cup. I could hardly even find those online. I think I swose into like a JKL for a while. Anyway, 35 on top? Oh my gosh. I think it might be 35. Does that make sense? It does, right? Yeah. 35, 29.5, 39. That makes sense. That looks like me, right? Normally. Okay. Well, anyway, something like that. I am finally in a D cup, you guys. Like, comfortably in a D cup. I was never even in a D cup, probably maybe in high school, but I remember like going to get fitted because my mom could never find bras for me, and I was a double D already when she took me to a fitting store in high school. So, yeah, and of course they sag. I'm way less worried about the saggy boobs than I am about my arms. Is that the weirdest thing? That is the weirdest thing. I'm so weird about my arms, and I didn't think I would be. I tried, like last summer, I was really brave, and I wore a short sleeve all the time. All summer, and I just didn't care. And this summer, I cannot do it. I literally have never worn a short sleeve shirt. I don't even think I wore one in Florida when I went to see Karen. I wore one that was kind of iffy because my friend made me wear her LuLaRoe Mickey shirt, and I felt like I had to wear it, and it was a little long, but not really long enough. And that's the most I did in Florida. Everything else was long sleeves, but thin fabric. So, yeah, someday, I mean, getting the boobs up there, I don't know. That seems like so much more work than just doing the arm skin. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you guys cannot see my arm skin because I got this stupid thing on, but like it hangs way low. Like, this is my arm muscle, guys. This is my arm muscle, okay? And the skin is like that. And when I lift my arm up, it hangs in a weird, wrinkly, nasty ball of ick. And I exfoliate it constantly, and I try and be patient, and yeah. Anyway, it's my least favorite because it's the hardest to hide. I want to wear short sleeve shirts so bad. So bad. I don't want to have to always wear long sleeves. But as you can see, I am wearing a sweater and a shirt today because I'm also always cold. So I guess I can't complain about not being able to wear short sleeve shirts when I'm always cold anyway, right? Yeah. Let's see. Bernice Lopez would want to know what surgeries would I get? At first I said none. Like I've never had a surgery in my life, so it scares the crap out of me. But lately I've been thinking about having my arms done, and in the future I would probably want to do a tummy tuck, maybe even a 360 to get my back fat taken, my back skin taken down. And possibly my boobs in the far distant future. I don't know. That one makes me nervous. And my thighs are pretty rough too. I mean, like if I start, you just never know. If I stay away from it, maybe not. I don't know how I feel about it. I hate being thought of as vain. And I know that when people get cosmetic surgery, there's always a group of people that are going to think it's vain, it's vanity. And I'm always on here saying, wear your badge of honor proudly. Your arm skin shows everybody that you lost 200 pounds, right? Like, but it's easier said than done, and we all know that, right? It's hard to go out and have everybody stare at you and wonder. I like when I wear my long sleeve shirts because when I go out, people think I'm normal and they treat me like I'm normal. And like the people that I meet that are new, like I have to tell them that I've lost 200 pounds, and they're always shocked because they're like, well, I would have never guessed that. Like, I like being normal. I've never been normal in my life, and it's nice to be normal. Just have, I don't know how to explain it. Just to have people not stare at me and assume if they're looking at me that they're looking at me because they think I look good, not because, or they like my outfit, not because they're wondering how much weight I lost this week. It's starting to get to that point where people look at me and I think, oh, they think I look cute today. Not, they're wondering how much weight I've lost. So, and in fact, it's irritating because when people say, you look so good, I always say thank you. And then I realize, oh, they just mean that I lost weight. They don't mean that I look nice in my clothes, that I dressed nice, or that I look pretty today. They just mean I look skinny. The skinny compliment is getting old. I'm tired of it. I want them to compliment me on how I'm put together, or my hair looks nice, or my makeup looks good, or, that stuff. Instead of always just being like, wow, she's not fat anymore. Is that dumb? Man, when we get close to the 60 minutes, stuff starts coming out of my mouth that I probably regret later. It's because I feel like those of you who are here are really invested, because there's like 58 of you here, 59 of you here that are invested in what I'm saying right now. And later on, the 1,000 people that are going to watch this video won't make it this far, and that's why my confessions come out at the end. Does that make sense? Because I feel like those of you who are here deserve it, and the rest of those people probably won't make it that far anyway. I think we could get more confident dairy-free keto, but I just don't know how because it's so ugly. It really is ugly. Marilyn Phillips says arm muscle building would help. Yes, but I have built some freaking guns, guys. I have some good guns. And that's part of the reason that I want to get the skin off so that people will notice my guns instead of my skin. Because I guess carrying 9 babies around for 23 years, has built me some freaking awesome arm muscles because they are hot and they are big. And I don't want them to be bigger. I don't want them to be bigger to fill in the skin. I don't want to look like a giant muscle builder. I look so pretty. My muscle looks so pretty the way it is. I just want it to show. Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe it's just a weird thing that I think. Karen says she just wore a tank top. It was too dang hot. Good for you, girl. Get it. That's awesome. Wendy Barron says she probably should be more embarrassed of her flabby arms. Yours aren't that bad, though, Wendy. I've seen your arms. They're not as papery as mine. Mine are like old lady paper skin that folds over and over and over and over like a curl. I'm not kidding. The skin was stretched out so much that it's so thin that it just goes in and out like this. It's the weirdest looking thing ever. If it was just a hanging wing, it wouldn't bother me as much. It's that crepey, foldy. Okay, I gotta stop talking about myself like that. I gotta stop it. It's just, it bugs me. It is expensive. I have a really good surgeon here, and they do take care of credit, so I could maybe make payments, which is another reason I'd have to space the surgeries way out. It would be something interesting for my YouTube channel, which is definitely something that I consider. Because I don't know how many more of you guys are going to want to sit and watch me talk when I'm not losing weight anymore, and I'm just comfortable where I'm at. You know, like I still have to provide some kind of content for you guys, and that's another thing I worry about. And that's another thing that surgeries would do. If I'm having a recovery surgery, a surgery every couple of years, that's definitely going to give videos for the channel and be something interesting for you guys to watch, because, you're spending a lot of time here with me, and it's not just because we're besties. It's because I'm providing you with some kind of content. I'm providing you with some kind of education, and of course, I'm going to keep doing that. Of course. The live chats are always going to be educational, and I'm always going to answer questions, and I'm going to keep doing my coaching and all of that stuff. But when it comes to the other videos, like the weigh-ins, are going to get to the point where, what's the point? Maybe they'll just become Sunday check-ins, and we'll just talk about how things went. And they won't be weigh-ins so much anymore. But, I want those videos to keep going. I want to keep sharing my life with you. I don't necessarily want to daily vlog on this channel because I'm already daily vlogging over on the other channel. It's kind of complicated. YouTube is this weird thing. And also, YouTube kid channels are getting totally crushed right now because the FTC sued YouTube for like $1.7 million, 1.7 million, 1.3 million. I can't remember the number, but it's like a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And right now, us creators are getting hit by that. Basically, we're getting our videos not demonetized, but sort of monetized. We're getting the personal ads taken off of our channel starting January 1st if our videos are geared toward children. But they're not saying whether family vloggers are child-oriented channel. So it's really up in the air about my other channel right now. But any support you want to give me over there, I'll be grateful for, because I'm totally stressing out about that. Totally stressing out about that right now. Why am I even talking about that? I don't even know. I just talk, you guys. I just talk at this point. It's scary when you get to the end. You get to find out things you didn't want to know. Marilyn Phillips says, hey, I'm 60 and gravity hasn't been kind anywhere. Just so happy to believe I'm over my carb addiction for good. Yes, exactly. Me too. And I'm thrilled about that. And that's another thing that makes me confident enough to maybe consider surgeries, because I feel like I'm not going to do the regain at this point. I really feel like I've got a handle on it. Not having any more babies. There's no more excuses. Regain is not going to happen. And that's another reason I feel like maybe I dare to do it, because I'm not afraid of undoing what I paid to do. Does that make sense? Yeah. Wendy Barron says, I think when you have lost an obscene amount of weight, it's more medical and not vanity. Well, I appreciate that. I know a lot of people don't think it that way, though. A lot of people don't think about that way. Yeah, I knew that brachioplasty runs about five grand. So, yeah. That's actually way better than I thought it was. Originally, I thought it was more like 10. And so 5, I think 5 is doable with our medical funds that we have. But the problem is that I've got yet one more kid that needs braces, and that's going to be another 5 grand there. And I have to decide, is it me or him? Who needs it more? I don't know. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, everybody thumbs up this video. There's 50 of you here and only 26 thumbs up. Keto Cricket says papery skin can also be due to hormones or potassium deficiency. Oh, great. Another thing to blame on my potassium lameness. I need to work on that more. Yeah. Don't do it for the channel unless it's something you really want to do. Yeah, and obviously I do want to, or I'm thinking about it, or I wouldn't have woken up with that feeling of doing it. Like, I literally woke up this morning thinking, I want brachioplasty. Like, literally, that was my first thought when I woke up. And I woke up an hour early. And I went, what is that? So I think my thoughts are moving in that direction. but I don't know how soon that it will be because my life is crazy and I cannot afford to take time off of anything. So even just finding time to do it would be practically impossible. And then I worry if I did it like in Christmas break that I wouldn't be healed enough to dance and I'd miss out the whole rest of the season. And then I wonder if I wait till summer, well, I have to dance on stage without my arms fixed. I don't know. So I'm like going, meow. Obviously my brain is thinking about it. So that means it might be something. My kids grab it. So I breastfed my kids. Okay, here's a tidbit for you guys, who 48 people who are still here at the very end. I breastfed my kids for an obscenely long amount of time. I literally was pregnant and or breastfeeding for 24 years. 23 years. 23 years, because I weaned Jasper last year. Yeah. Jasper is 3.5. He weaned at 2.5. He was one of my youngest nursers. I literally breastfed my oldest child till he was 5.5 years old. Tidbits about me you didn't know. I used to be a crazy breastfeeding person, and I used to teach breastfeeding, which I have mentioned before. My little babies, because they are little breast squeezer babies, they even my older kids, they squeeze it. It's like ASMR, like slime, like squishies. They come up to me and I just feel them start to squish my fat. And it's another reason I want it to be gone, because it drives me crazy. I'm like, stop squishing me. Stop squishing my skin. Please stop. And they don't even realize they're doing it. They just, yeah. It's irritating. Ketovore, I don't know who that is, has dramatically improved crepey thigh skin. Is that? Oh, keto has improved your crepey thigh skin, Marilyn. Maybe the thyroid's healthier. Yeah, or it could just be autophagy working on your skin now instead of your body. Yeah, the comments on Hide and Seek are like the comments on every other family channel. They disappear and they come back and they tease and they go away. And when they go away again, we lose them all. Like, we don't even see them in our back end anymore. And that actually has nothing to do with the whole FTC thing. That's just something completely different from YouTube. If they would give us our freaking comments back, I would be grateful, because I'm about sick of it. I really am sick of it. Check out Stitcher, because they might have better options since all the subs have to pay, but then I have to get them to like pay, and it's hard. I can hardly get people to sign up for Patreon for me here teaching something. I highly doubt I can get anybody to pay to watch my kids do dance lessons and me do ballet and us go to the zoo. I don't know. Maybe. Hey, Grace. Good to see you. Nona Grace is here. Jennifer Costa says, I'd be happy to answer any TT questions. I don't know what TT is. What am I missing? What is TT? Help me. Okay. Wendy said she knew that about Xander nursing 5.5 years. Yeah, she was my friend way back in the day. Nona Gray says she breastfed her third child for 2 years and the others weaned themselves. That's awesome. Yeah, mine mostly weaned themselves, though I encouraged it more with the other ones after the first one was still nursing when I got pregnant with my third child. I was like, dude, like, you got to move on. He's still kind of a mama's boy. He's almost 24. He's 23.5, and he still lives here, and he's still kind of a mama's boy. So there's that. Maybe it's just a personality thing. Sorry, I'm still waiting to find out what TT is. Oh, tummy tuck. Oh, right, duh. I'm like, I'm trying to get there with my brain. I know it hasn't been doing surgery. So, yeah, Jennifer said she's happy she did it. I know that Misty from Ketogenic Dieters did it, and she did videos on it. So I've watched those, and it kind of scares the crap out of me a little bit. But, yeah. Oh, my gosh, Marilyn, that's hilarious. Your middle son would ask other moms to nurse him when you weaned him. How old was he? Okay, none of mine did that. That is funny, though. That is funny. Do you think maybe some of the weight loss is slower for you because you stopped breastfeeding? No. Actually, no. It's the opposite. The more I breastfeed, the more my body hangs on to fat for dear life like it's going to die. That's why I've been obese my whole life, because when I'm breastfeeding, I cannot cannot lose weight. Technically, it gives you a calorie deficit. At least that's what they say. But I cannot lose weight when I'm breastfeeding. Actually, when I started keto, Jasper was nursing. I waited until he was 1 to start. And then he was only breastfeeding twice a day because I didn't want breastfeeding to interfere. I actually weaned him down to twice a day for that reason, because I cannot lose weight when I'm breastfeeding. So it's actually, I didn't lose any weight before that. I gained a ton of it, a crap ton of it, literally 150 pounds in a couple of years while breastfeeding. So yeah, nope, it hasn't, it's only been a contributing factor to making it easier to lose weight. Okay. BitChute is something that you could be a YouTube alternative. Yeah, I know. Like, I'm just going to wait to see what the big channels do. If the big channels get hit, because we're talking like people with 3 million subscribers, guys, or more, that live here near me, that are going to get hit by this stupid thing and lose a ton of money. It's like, hello, FTC, you just put so many people out of work. You don't even understand. You've like hurt families because they broke a law that is outdated. How about instead we change the law? Brilliant, right? Like, this law has not been addressed since before the big kids YouTube thing took off. It doesn't even really evaluate that. Ugh. Anyway, so I'm going to watch and see what they do, and I'll probably follow, because that's where everybody else will go, right? All their subscribers will go with them. So wherever they go, if they go, is where I will go. Let's see. So for you, now that your son is taking solids, breastfeeding isn't helping as much. Yeah, because you're not in as much of a deficit and your body's not working the way it's supposed to. So that's good. He was almost 3. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious, Marilyn. I love that story. Makes me laugh. Dang, kids are so weird. Kids are so weird. They are so weird. The stuff that they think of is so weird. Yeah. BitChute. Yeah, I did figure that out. It's still a weird thing to say. I don't think I could ever be on BitChute because it's a stupid name. Okay. Yeah, and we've been lied to about carbs and what to eat too. You're right. I didn't feel like I could breastfeed and eat low carb, and that was part of the problem. Yeah. I'm glad I'm getting you feeling brave. I don't know what you're thinking of doing, but maybe a surgery. I don't know. Oh my gosh, really? They're making the YouTube algorithm thing is making her approve boob and breastfeeding comments. That's funny. Oh my gosh. I'm a fun mom. I don't know about that. My kids don't necessarily agree with you on that. I've been a mean mom, actually, most of their lives because of the carbs, because carbs make me a mean person. And I didn't realize that I could be so chill. I am way chill now. It's weird. I have a hard time getting really angry about things I really should get angry about, which doesn't help in the discipline department because it's like, meh. And I can't really like get mad enough to like punish them when they need it. So now they're going to start walking all over me probably. I don't know. I have 9 kids and raising them all is such a crapshoot. I don't know if I did it right with the first few. I don't know if I'm doing it right now. Some days I just want to lose my mind. But YouTube definitely is nice because it's saving memories that I wish I would have had with my older ones that I have that are going away now. And it's so nice to know that in 20 years down the road, I'll be able to watch these videos. And of course, I am backing them up on multiple drives, not just assuming that YouTube will still exist in 20 years, because who knows. But in 20 years from now, I'll be able to watch all these videos that we created together because the kids are helping me. And it'll be such a great thing when Jasper's 20 to see him when he was 3. I just wish we had done it sooner. But because I was fat, we didn't. My kids have been begging me for years, and I won't do it because I was fat. And there you go. Another thing that I regret because of how I let myself get to that point. And but I keep telling myself, it doesn't matter. At least you're going to have this now, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and magnesium does help, but I was, I don't know if I took magnesium. Well, maybe. I don't know. Everything is just, I think I was allergic to wheat. I really think we all are. I think all my kids are. I think they're all maybe celiac disease and possibly me too, because of all the symptoms that I'm now linking to that I don't have. Once I went on keto, it fixed everything. And I really think it's a lot to do with being sensitive to wheat. So, I don't know. Maybe. I appreciate that, Marilyn. Thank you. She says, my kids are lucky because I'm real and I care, but I do care. That's for sure. Definitely don't stop caring. All right, you guys. It's a minute 15. It's an hour 15. No one's ever going to make it to the end of this video. No one needs to, hopefully, because all the information's at the beginning. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video and hanging out with me and chatting. It's always so fun to chat with you guys. It's my favorite time of the year. I mean, of the week, the year. I really need some Soleil. It's late in the day, guys, and I haven't taken any. I don't know why I haven't taken any. I've been drinking only this, and I'm not even halfway through it. Been sipping on this for 2 hours now, and it's like warm. Okay, I gotta go. I love you all so much. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I will talk to you again soon.